Compound interest is said to be the most powerful force in the world, or the greatest mathematical discovery, according to Albert Einstein. Yet there is no evidence to suggest that Einstein even knew of, much less created, the Rule of 72. In reality, approximately 400 years before Einstein was born, Italian monk Luca Pacioli first mentioned the Rule of 72 in his 1494 book, Summary of Arithmetic, Geometry, Proportions, and Proportionality. Welcome to Money Insight, your go-to channel for all things finance. We provide the latest insights, tips, and strategies to help you make informed decisions. From personal finance to investing, we've got you covered. In this video, we will be looking at the Rule of 72. The Rules of 72, 70, and 69.3 are techniques used in finance to determine how long it will take an investment to double in value. To determine the approximate number of periods needed for doubling, divide the rule number by the interest percentage each period. The Rule of 72 can be used to help you in defining financial goals, analyzing economic trends, evaluating investments, and also eliminating debt. Calculating how long it will take for an investment to double while earning a set interest rate is how it operates. The calculation for the rule is as follows. Take 72 and divide it by the anticipated rate of return. For instance, divide 72 by 5 if you anticipate receiving an interest rate of 5%. The result is 14.4. In this case, it would take you 14.4 years to double your money. This rule has a lot of advantages. For instance, you can easily and rapidly assess whether you are keeping up with the times. Also, using this rule ensures that you are making the best financial decisions, since it indicates how many years it will take for the value of the initial sum to decrease by half rather than double. It can also be used to calculate inflation. Having stated that, there are certain drawbacks to applying this rule. For instance, it can only be used with assets compound interest once a year. This rule can also be used to determine the rate of return you would actually need in order to double your money within a given time frame. If, for instance, your financial life goals call for you to double your money in 10 years, you may calculate your required income by dividing 72 by 10, which would show you that you will need a 7.2% rate of return to reach your goal. Number 2. Compound interest. The Rule of 72 only applies to compound interest as was previously established. Understanding the compound interest law and its potency gives you the key to unlocking the door to financial success. Let's talk about compound interest after we've talked about the rule itself. The wonderful part about it is that your returns will increase as your money is invested for a longer period of time. In other words, the cycle continues as the interest on your initial deposits is added to your original investment. In essence, invest your money in it and then set it aside. Today, you'll apply the Rule of 72 to determine how long it will take to double your present funds. Divide 72 by your interest rate, which is, say, 6%. This is how long it will take for you to double your money. 72 divided by 6 gives us 12 years. When it comes to compound interest, go for one with a high interest rate, because the faster it doubles, the higher the interest rate. To find out how quickly your bank account can increase, contact a financial counselor, ask for the best compound interest rate, then apply the Rule of 72. Number 3. Investments. Your assets can be evaluated using the Rule of 72. We all wish to invest at some time in our lives, and you can utilize this guideline to gain valuable knowledge about how long it will take for your money to double. As a result, if you are thinking about investing, the Rule of 72 might help you estimate when you might get 100% return on your investment. As long as you also consider the concept of compound interest, the Rule of 72 will work in your favor regardless of the type of investment you make. Let's examine the following situations to better comprehend this rule. First investment, a savings account with a 2% annual return. Second investment, 4% annual return on government bonds. Third investment, mutual funds with a 7% yearly return. Fourth investment, 8% yearly return stocks. Now, estimate how long it will take for you to get a return on your investments using the Rule of 72. Put your responses in the comments and describe any patterns you noticed. Number 4. The inflation rate. Inflation is the order of the day. What does this signify though? The rate at which prices typically rise over a predetermined length of time is known as the inflation rate. Everything is impacted by inflation. Look at the economy today. It costs more to purchase the identical item that you did at the same time last year. We can estimate how long it will take to defeat inflation using the rule of 72. Prices has almost doubled in the last year. If inflation rate were to remain constant at 6.8% over the next 10 years, prices would be astronomical. By applying the rule, you can budget ahead of time to remain ahead of the curve and avoid being slowed down by inflation. Number 5. Savings. There are many benefits to using this technique, one of which is the ability to predict when your savings will double. Where do you think of first when it comes to keeping your savings? Save your savings at home? Is that it? This is obviously too hazardous and losable. Is it traded on a market? Hence, while there is a greater probability of your money increasing, there is also a greater chance of losing money. Maybe you could create a savings account at your neighborhood bank. If you're fortunate, your savings account could earn 1% interest. And to be honest, this is typically the easiest target to hit. Establishing a budget for savings is an excellent idea, as is making a goal to save. You should, however, be aware of how long it will take to double your savings. Let's now examine a few applications of the rule. The time it will take for the investment to double is 72 divided by the rate of return. Let's imagine, for instance, that you want to save $1,000 in the bank. Let's also assume that you will receive an annual interest rate of 1%. So 72 years is equal to 1% of 72. Hence, if you invest $1,000 today, you can anticipate having $2,000 in 72 years. Savings is highly recommended, but try to find a high-interest yielding savings account. Maybe you could save for the peace of mind it offers against emergencies and invest for profits. You should know by now that savings and investing are not the same. There are lots of investment plans available that can generate an annual return rate between 4% and 7%. Do conduct some study and meet with a financial expert. They'll be able to show you far better paths to go. Let's utilize the same illustration from earlier now. You still have the $1,000, but you now apply to a savings plan, like an index that offers a 5% annual interest rate guarantee. Thus, 72 divided by 5 equals to 14.5 years. As a result, you won't have to wait 72 years to double your investment. It will happen within 15 years, regardless of how much you invested. Please note that the figures used here are only for illustration and that actual rate will vary. This is not financial advice, and you should get yourself a financial advisor who will be able to thoroughly explain the rule in greater detail and advise you appropriately. The rule of 72 is a very useful mathematical calculation that you can apply to determine the outcome in different scenarios. This could include calculating how long it will take for funds to grow or how much money you need to earn to keep up with inflation rates. Above all else, it is important to be patient. Thank you for watching Money Insight. Hit the thumbs up button if you learned something from this video and check out the next video shown on the screen. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content from our channel.